This artist is only 16 years old and has gone completely viral. I've never heard him before, but I'm really interested. Before we start, I am releasing an album. I'm so excited to share it with you. Here is the album cover. It's available for pre-order on my website, and you can pre-save the first single on Spotify. All the links are in the description, and I'd love if you could go and check it out.
I made a phone call to my mama last night. Payphone in the middle of the filthy street.
No way. Oh, instant tears.
Not much to say. Never does anyway. So I hung up the phone, got back, moving my feet.
Well, that is a bass singer. Wow, it's such a rich, raspy, Barry bass. What a unique, raw, very deep, soulful sound. He sounds like he's lived a million lives.
I feel so hot on the inside.
There's a lot of air coming through. That's interesting.
My soul's as empty as a drum. Well, I used to wonder when I was a child, back when we all got drunk and wild. Why in the hell do I always feel so dumb?
So interesting. His voice kind of goes against a lot of vocal coach things, and it's the uniqueness of his voice that really makes him stand out. One, his voice is so low, and it's so surprising for the visual. You've got this really young man, and then you're like, wow. He's got that breathiness to his tone and a lot of air coming through, and I wonder if he has like maybe a slightly unusual shaped vocal cord or something that's allowing a little bit of air to slip through and give him that kind of raspy, raw sound. It's less of a distortion, but it sounds to me like it is at the vocal cords. I love to scope and see what's going on, but it's definitely something a little bit different. I would say that he also, for someone his age, has a large larynx, which means that he can sing lower, and he also just has amazing emotional expression. It gets you in the soul. You feel like, oh, he really understands how to communicate with his voice.
Everything's gonna be alright.
Oh, and he's hopeful. Love it.
Go home with all your life.
Oh, interesting.
You be your darkness, baby. I'll be right here, just wrapped up in the night. Trying to stop the frostbite.
His runs are really slick. His pitching is spot on. It's really, really excellent. So he's got great musicality. His use of tone is interesting. He's going between this breathy place and then this distortion, where he's getting a bit more resonance actually, and using his false folds, which are tissue above the vocal cords, which are normally there to protect them, so to stop excess pressure and things like that. But here he's putting them across to get that kind of Louis Armstrong growl on the higher notes, rather than just that breathiness that's coming through at the vocal cord level. And at that point he is actually closing his vocal cords fully. So maybe I am right that there's a little bit of something unusual going on in his anatomy, but it might not be that. It might be just a technique thing where he's keeping his vocal cords a little bit apart, allowing the breath through, and then on those notes putting them together. I'm not sure 100%.
Trying to stop the frostbite.
Because this is resonant here.
Took another puff off of my cigarette. I threw it down half finished cause I thought the nicotine buzz just made me sick. ago till it all faded out. I stepped on a Greyhound bike, let it take me wherever I'm bound.
What's certainly unusual is at this age, of course, his voice is definitely broken, but for many people, your voice is still like just after, and it's just on the brink of changing. Maybe some people's voices break then, but some people it's still kind of not as controlled, but he sounds so controlled. Apparently he first started singing at 11. He got a guitar then, and he's been playing locally and singing with his guitar since he was 12 years old. So I would have loved to hear him before that and how his voice has changed throughout time, and how he's managed to look after his voice as it changes. Actually, before we continue on, if you are 16 years old and you're still struggling and your voice is, people kind of often stop singing at that age because they feel like that massive change is a lot to deal with and it's quite confusing, and feeling like you can't control your voice anymore isn't a nice feeling. But you will get over that. You'll get over the other side. This is unusual for it to be this settled at this age. So if you are a 16-year-old and you're like, why can't I control my voice like this guy? Don't worry. That control will come back, especially if you had it before. And if you didn't have it before, it's a perfect time to start working on it as well. You can like.
You scared me to death. When I leave now, babe, you're left with whatever's left. Everything's gonna be alright. Go home with all your lies. You'll be the darkness, babe, and I'll be right here, just wrapped up in the night, trying to stop the frostbite, trying to stop the frostbite.
Beautiful. Great job. Oh, one so young. Goodness, there are some talented young people out there. And it really gives me hope, that hopefulness in his message. It gives me hope for the world. I think that the generations coming up, I teach a lot of younger kids and teenagers, and I think, they're all so wonderful. They're so smart, they're so switched on, they are so emotionally aware. It's absolutely wonderful to see. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.